Well, I don't need you hanging round my door, trying to drag me back down to the shore. And I ain't gonna drink your dirty water no more.
I grew up in Harlem, 125th Street,
Right.
you know, where the Apollo is and all
Right.
that stuff. It started there because my father, Johnny Copeland, musician, a great blues musician. You know, I always had music in the house. Always had music in the house. So for me, that's where it started.
Did you ever have a sense of rebellion growing up around what your
Music?
father did? Yeah. Was there anything else that you ever wanted to do?
Oh
for a
yeah,
while?
I mean, I didn't want to be a singer or a
Right.
performer at all. Like that was, you know, I came up with thousands of things to do: psychiatrist,
Right.
lawyer, judge, everything. I didn't want to be a performer because that would have been me having to be up on stage in front of people,
Right.
and that part scared me to death.
You whispered me the secret to success, but words mean nothing, money even less. In the end, who can judge if you win or you fail? My body may be weary, but my soul, it ain't for sale. I was born a penny, I ain't gonna be no dime. Trying to change me is just wasting your time. I'm holding on to this simple life of mine. I was born a penny, and I ain't gonna be no dime.
You know, everybody thought my dad was like the crazy musician who didn't have a real job kind of. That was what my mom's side of the family thought about him. You know what I mean? Because, you know, who makes a living as a musician? You need to get a job, like a real job with benefits and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of them kind of felt like, okay, this is not a real way to make a living. But my dad, it was a real way for him, and it's a real way for me.
What is it that you find about what you do that makes it worth doing, that gives you that life?
Being on stage, being in front of people, meeting people, and traveling all over this free world. I mean, I've been to some pretty amazing places, and that's the best part about it.
You said that you had just returned from Afghanistan?
No, I went to Iraq and Kuwait.
Iraq and Kuwait.
Iraq and
right.
Kuwait, and I hope to go to Afghanistan.
All right. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was very, very interesting. I mean, I had a great time. I got a chance to fly in C-130s and blow up 50 pounds of C4 and shoot weapons. And
Really?
sleep in the barracks. You know, the real deal, living like a soldier kind of thing. But that was kind of rough for a civilian like me. I had to put my makeup on in the dark, which I'm not wearing right now, which makes me very uncomfortable. But anyway.
Well, if you could put up with that, you can certainly
Yeah.
deal
yeah.
with this for a couple of minutes.
Walked across the room in a neon light, dark pair of shades blocking out the night, smoke rings blowing, white owl panatella. There wasn't a thing that man couldn't sell you. He kept a 45 in a Crown Royal bag, wiped the fingerprints off, handed me the rag.
Number 5 is a very different record for me, for so many reasons. I chose to sing about things and write about things that were political and even some religious things. I wanted to find a way to talk about these things without having it be in your face or sound preachy, because I never want to sound that way. And I avoided it for that reason for so many years, because, you know, I don't feel like people should use their records to spew out their opinion. You know, I never
Right.
felt that way. But there's a lot of different things going on in the world right now that I felt I needed to talk about or say, and I was able to do that on this album. And it's a very stripped down album for me. No horns, not a whole lot of background vocals, upright bass, drums, guitar,
More
very
acoustic-y?
simple, laid back album.
Yeah. Was there any one thing that motivated this record? I mean, was it the economy? Was it the election? Was it the war? Or?
All those things. War, the economy, of course. My trip to Iraq and Kuwait, so many things. I have a song that my dad wrote on this latest album called Circumstances, and everybody knows that right now, you know, you're not so much in control of your life, circumstances are. You know, you got a lot of people out of work right now who thought they had 401ks and pensions and, you know, their life's pretty much set, and then all taken away from them in a matter of seconds. So that's what motivated me for that particular song. And then I have a song on it called Broken World, which is pretty much about that. Sounds Like the Devil is a song that I wrote about, you know, religious leaders and, you know, and politicians lying to you about this and that. So there's a lot of little topical things in the album.
Why did you move to Chicago? How did you end up in Chicago?
I moved to Chicago 6 years ago for love.
Is that why that ring I see on your left hand, is that anything to do with it?
Yeah.
So who is it that you're in love with? What can you tell us about him?
I loves my man. His name is Orlando Wright. He's a bass player. He plays bass for Buddy Guy, and that's how I met him 11 years ago. I was going out on the road with my own band and touring, and he had just started to play with him. So
it's a fortuitous occasion that you're here today on Mountain Stage
with
the Buddy Guy.
I
band.
know.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It all works out well.
Roll that safety net right out the window. It is surely something you will never need again. Once you pull that trigger on that big brand new religion, you can write your own ticket when the love starts rolling in. When the love starts rolling in. When the love starts rolling in. Stand up and testify to big brand new religion. Stand up and testify to big brand new religion. Stand up and testify to big brand new religion. Won't you stand up, stand up. Stand up and testify to big brand new religion. Stand up and testify to big brand new religion. Stand up and testify to big brand new religion. Won't you stand up there? Testify. Thank you so much, y'all. We love you. Thank you.